Warning, warning, a new Banlist has appeared.
No!
Yeah, we're excited for this, folks. That's why I did the opening today. So this is Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast as usual. I'm your host, Caleb, and we have our other host here with me.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, again, we decided to flip it around because, hey,
Try something new.
Banlist, baby.
Hey, what we might do is... So this will mark the end of Season 1 and the start of Season 2. Well, the day that the first episode after the ban list takes effect will mark the start of Season 2. Might just get Caleb to do all the intros for Season 2, and then I'll go back for Season 3.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
So,
see.
More or less, as I'm sure everybody is well aware of by now, due to the nature of our medium, we don't get to do the emergency episode quite on the fly like everybody else. But we do have a new ban list. It came out today, which is...
Monday,
June 21st.
June 21st.
It is effective on July the 1st.
Oh, yeah. Which, one thing I noticed is just in time for the YCS.
Yeah, so this will be the ban list that they use for the YCS. Very nice of them to give us 10 days notice because we're going to need it. Everybody's going to need it to prepare their deck lists.
Oh, yeah, but then there's also King's Court, so if there's anything good in that, it's definitely going to be a pay-to-win because it's going to be the people who have access to the location to go to the sneak peek and be able to just buy whatever they need from the set, if that store even pulls what they need.
A set that we still don't know anything about.
Yeah, outside of literally 2 cards.
Yeah, so... all right, well, let's just get on into it. Do you want to start at Unlimit and work back down to Ban, or do you want to start at Ban and work up to Unlimit?
Let's start with Unlimit and then work our way down to Ban.
Okay, Unlimit is just Symbol of Heritage. It was a garbage card that was used in a Dueloran loop, FTK loop. Now that Dueloran has been errated, this card is off the list. It's super easy.
Oh, yeah. In order to even use that card, you have to have 3 monsters with the same name in your graveyard, and then it's premature burial that you don't pay for.
Right.
Terrible. Absolutely hot garbage.
So, moving on to the semi-limit list, we have Double Iris Magician. That was the only card that moved, and Malicious stayed the same. So now you have a 2-card semi-limit list until next list, which...
Yeah, where they're going to unlimit Double Iris.
Right.
So, hey, there you go, Pendulum players. You're getting something.
Yeah, this is the first thing to talk about for Pendulums. It didn't do anything at 1. It's not going to do anything at 2. It probably wouldn't do anything at 3.
Speaking of stuff Pendulum got...
Yes, so let's move on to the limits.
Skullcrabat Joker to 1.
Exactly. Yeah, Perform Power Skullcrabat Joker from ban to 1, which is a big deal for the Pendulum players. I don't know if it's necessarily going to help break the deck or anything. But
no, but it makes it playable.
Right. It's a nice little help for the deck. So, for those that are unawares... Perform Power Skullcrabat Joker, the Pendulum effect, you cannot Pendulum summon monsters except for Performer Pal monsters, Magician Pendulum monsters, and Odd Eyes monsters. This effect cannot be negated. The text, when this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Performer Pal monster, Magician Pendulum, or Odd Eyes monster from deck to hand except Skullcrabat Joker. So, it's a normal summon Stratos for the deck. It's a level 4... It's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a Performer Pal Stratos, as you said. It's decent. It's got decent stats. What's its pendulum scale? 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a decent pendulum scale.
Yeah, definitely not the worst.
Oh yeah. Anyway, speaking of big help toward a certain deck, Mirage Stelio to 1. So Salamangreat players, rejoice!
Yep.
Now, I was listening to someone who played Salamangreat back in the day, and he's thinking at first it's going to be really wonky trying to fit Mirage Stelio in, because there's been a bunch of new stuff since Mirage Stelio got banned, and all the new stuff was built around not having Mirage Stelio.
Right, so things like Access Code Talker...
Yeah.
And a lot of the generic Cybers engine, a lot of it's not fire, whereas Mirage Stelio locks you into fire monsters.
Yeah, which is going to be very awkward at first. Eventually people are going to figure it out, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be fantastic. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it.
I don't know how much it's going to break the deck necessarily.
I think it'll make it like at best, I'm talking it's absolutely broken everything with the deck. Bottom of tier 1. At worst, mid-range tier 2.
Right.
It's something you're going to have to be prepared for, or you're going to lose to it. Especially once people figure out how to fit Mirage Stalio into the combo lines and all of that.
Yeah, I do think that it has... what's what I'm looking for?
Potential?
Yeah, I don't know that it'll be more than like a good rogue deck or a solid tier 2 deck, but it opens up a lot of the combo lines. I was wrong here. I said Gazelle or Salamangreat Circle could come to 2. They went with Mirage Stallion instead. I did call the Salamangreat help, but I didn't think that they would do Stalio.
Neither did I, because in my opinion, that would be the biggest help, so they wouldn't do it.
Right.
But they proved us wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Real ballsy move on their part.
So, and then the last card that moved up on the list. So, other cards got more restricted. These got less restricted. The last card to get less restricted. Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage.
Sky Strikers are back, boys! For better or for worse? Probably for worse.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've already seen people talk about Sky Striker Eldritch a whole lot, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at it on the Banlist site.
Uh-huh.
And it says in advanced format, it's still forbidden by it.
Maybe they haven't updated the website yet?
I think they just copied and pasted and forgot to move it.
Maybe.
Like, it's still... Okay, so it's like, it's in the limited section, and it says was forbidden under remarks, but in, like, the advanced section, the column that normally says banned, limited, semi... It still says forbidden.
Yeah, they probably copy and paste. They probably did a real quick copy paste job and forgot to change it. It's whatever.
Wow. But the point is, it's back. This is an issue. I don't like this at all.
Now, granted, at one with it and what's the other one? Hornet drones?
Yeah.
Yeah, like with it and Hornet drones both at 1. That means that if you're running them, you're running Sky Strikers themselves, which in my opinion is perfectly fine. You know, if you're going to run broken cards, make sure that they're in their own archetype.
Right, so this keeps it from being a splashable engine.
Exactly, and it also makes you have to run a bunch of cards that aren't near as good.
The issue, though, is we have 3 Kogari.
That's a fair point.
So you can just recycle it. You can use it.
Oh, yeah. But you're still locked into having to run Sky Strikers.
Yeah, but it's pot of greed for Sky Strikers.
Pretty much.
The only reason I'm not more upset about this is because I'm main deck Imperial Order.
Yeah. This is going to really do is make decks that can main deck Imperial Order, main deck it harder.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm building this deck, so let's start before I select any monsters or spells or traps or anything. Imperial Order.
Right.
Okay, now select my monsters.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't like Engage coming back. Oh well.
It remains to be seen.
Yeah. The newly limited and forbidden cards. We have 4 of them. Miscellaneous Source.
To 1.
Yeah, limited. I thought this was going to go straight to banned. It did not. It is at limited, which is interesting.
Like, I'm legitimately shocked that they did it all. I guess Konami finally read Misk.
I mean, realistically, you can... It helps out a lot because with only 1 Misk, you can Call by the Grave, or Call by the Grave, DD Crow, whatever you want to get rid of their Misk, and they can't use it for their Animal Door and Archosaur combo, and then they don't have a way to search and follow up into it next turn.
It also limits their ability to just blanket protect all their dinos for the phase.
Right, yeah. But I mean, the card was just as much of an issue because it tutored out Animal and Archosaur.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
On its own. So without having the ability to tutor out Archosaur, off one card, it's really it helps. It does.
Oh yeah, no, like especially considering they're going from running 6 to only running 4.
And the other thing is, I feel like now I'm more willing to respond to the Dino plays before I see Misk now than I was before. Because before, there was almost an air of, like, okay, well, I'm going to chain Forbidden Droplet on your Oviraptor. Well, instead of sending a spell or a trap, I'm going to send this monster out of my hand. That way you can't respond with Misk. And then you get punished by like a Forbidden Droplet of their own, and they send their own Oviraptor, and they still get their search.
Yep.
But now I know it's safe to send the spell, because if they haven't searched Misk, I'm going to assume they don't have it. Whereas before, if they hadn't searched it, I would still assume that they had it.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, because now it's like a 12% chance of them opening it?
Maybe less.
Maybe even less. Well, because of the playset of Fossil Digs.
Oh, well, if you include that. And technically, Oviraptor searches any monster.
Yeah.
Any dino.
Yeah, and Oviraptor. So
7 copies, really.
Yeah, so technically, it's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but it's definitely a greatly reduced chance. And the thing is that if they don't search it, you can assume they don't have it fairly comfortably.
Right. That's the thing. It's all about whether or not they're going to search it. So.
Yeah. But then you also know for a fact that they have it once they search it.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to know exactly where at any point.
I would have preferred it banned, but if they banned it, it did pretty much almost completely neuter the Dino deck.
I mean, it made Archosaur almost unplayable.
No, far from unplayable.
I mean, how else could they? Oh, Baby Ceresaurus. I was like, I was about like.
Yeah, you can normal or special Archosaur and get its effect.
Yeah.
So, like...
Baby Ceresaurus could bring it out, or Petite Pterodon.
Yeah, so, like, now if I open an OV and... if I open OV Baby or OV Fossil Dig... Man, I don't know. The Dino players are really going to have to lab around with this and figure out exactly what the correct pathway is and the timing on when to search what. Because...
Yeah.
It might be better sometimes earlier in the game when you're just trying to build board to save your Misk, and then late game, if you can get another search out the Misk late game. It might honestly be better.
It remains to be seen.
Well, that way you have the blanket protection when you absolutely need your plays to go through.
Oh yeah.
So
rather than being able to do it while you're setting up. And then, oh no, it's mid-game, use it again. Oh, okay, cool, now it's late game, and they're set up, use it again.
Right. The other new limit is Striker Dragon, and I'm just going to say it. They also banned Guard Dragon LP. Yeah. Everybody likes to start with the bans, we saved it, but they limited Striker, banned LP. They go together. These were the hits to the Dragon Link deck, which it's huge hits to the Dragon Link deck. They basically killed the deck.
If they kept Striker at 3, the deck could still function.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, but they need a minimum 2 Strikers to do their normal combos.
Yeah, for sure.
Even without LP, they still could have done them. They wouldn't be able to search Levianeer anymore.
Yeah, because they can't just turbo out Brotar.
Exactly. Then they also wouldn't be able to get 1 or 2 extra special summons. But it still would have survived. But with Striker at 1, there's just no way for them to really get their arrows right to even use Pisty to begin with.
Right.
No way I can think of without also going into a Link 3. And at that point, you're overextending so hard that 1 hand trap will shut you out.
Yeah, it starts getting really wonky. And
straight up normal summon, make Striker Ash. Well, turn over, pass.
Yeah, pretty much. The deck is borderline unplayable now. And don't get me wrong, people are going to lab with this. They're going to work with it, and they're going to try to find your combo lines. Maybe lean more into the Dragoonity engine. Maybe lean more into a Dragon Maid engine.
Maybe lean, depending upon what rocket support we get in the future, maybe lean into the rocket stuff.
And maybe some of the stuff coming in Burst of Destiny, the new Rocket cards,
Yeah,
help break it.
Boral cards.
Yeah, some of the new Boral cards, whatever.
Possibly, but I doubt it. Again, because we're getting the Ritual Monster, which is garbage. Because it's a Ritual Monster.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, but the other card might be good.
Yeah, the other card's Borland. There might still be some hope, but then the deck's entire focus is make Borland and try and protect it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else got limited?
That was it for the limits. Striker was the last limit.
Okay, cool. And then for ban, we got Elby, which we already talked about.
Right, and the other ban is Zodiac Trident. Kill me now.
Dragon Mommy is gone. Again.
Man,
I was so excited that she came back from the grocery store.
Yep, now she's just gone. It reminds me of the meme where the guy's like in the cage and he escapes and he goes, I'm free, and he falls into the stockade.
Yeah, from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yep, just right back in the ban list.
Oh, God.
Now, part of the Trident ban, I think, have something to do with some kind of support they're coming out with soon, where Trident just kind of breaks it.
No, it's because Trident was already broken.
Well, yeah, but no, like there's some kind of support stuff coming up soon. I don't remember, because I think Cali Effect was talking about it in the video when he was talking about Dragon Mommy being gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was that there's some kind of support coming out where she just absolutely breaks it beyond repair, and it's just like, why? Yeah, we gotta get rid of her now before the set comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's it. I really think that they banned Trident this way. So, because with Trident banned, when you're in the pure Zoo deck or the Zodiac Eldritch deck, you can no longer make a 6-stack Zeus.
Oh no, you're limited to a 4-stack.
Well, and then in the Tri-Brigade deck, you're limited to a 2-stack, essentially.
Yeah, if you even bother to make Zeus in the first place.
Oh, no. You still want to make Zeus.
Oh, okay.
Zeus is still broken. He's still turbo broken.
Yeah.
But now you're just going to go, like, normal summon Rat, and if they, like, Ash your Rat or something, then you're just, or normal summon Ram, and then go straight into Trident, and then, straight into Borbo, and go in for the 400 or however much damage, and then...
Main phase 2,
make a single stack Zeus, which is kind of garbage. Or I guess you could also use Chakanine and Tiger Mortar if you really want to lean into it and get Nibiru harder, but...
Well, no, hold on. 1, 2, 3... No,
Zeus is 5.
Zeus would be...
Normal summon Rat.
Yeah, normal summon Rat. Yeah, Zeus would be number 5, and you'd get nibbed. Yeah.
So, you weren't going to make a 6-stack Zeus in Tri-Brigade anyway, but... it limits if you brick really hard on turn 0, and your only option is to normal summon. You can't just normal summon, overlay Trident, set a couple, and pass.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks now. But as far the real loser here is the pure Zoo deck, which that deck was kind of a war crime anyway. But yeah, pure Zoo that sucks for pure Zoo because now you don't have a way to how do you say? You don't have a way in pure Zoo to really like control the board in however you want to control it. I don't know. It basically kills pure Zoo as a deck, and it hurts Zoo Eldritch a lot too.
Yeah,
that control aspect of the game is just gone now.
Oh yeah, no. Because when that Zoo's really only control card in the entire deck, in the entire Zoo part of the deck.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So now they're just kind of make a big old Zeusy boy.
Yeah, it's literally just Zeus the deck now.
Yeah.
And which it basically was before, but now it's like super turbo Zeus the deck.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all it probably can do at this point for now, anyway. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So where does this leave us though? Going into okay, hold on. Let's take a minute and talk about where this is going to lead us going into the future. So if we look ahead at the coming format, we're going to see mainly, obviously, Drytron, right?
Yeah, Drytron's going to be everywhere now.
Yeah, this is going to be like top of Tier 1. I think banning Trident was just enough to take Tri-Brigade Zodiac down a notch.
Yeah.
I still think Zoo Brigade's a great deck because, like, realistically, you can't go through the full Megaclops line where you normal summon Rat, pitch Ram, overlay Chakanine, special summon Ram, then overlay Dryden on top of Chakanine, and go Ram, and then you know what I mean. Like you can't go that.
Yeah,
you can't pop the Ram to special the Chakanine back and keep going and have 3 Zoo Xyzs on board. So like the Megaclops line is dead, but and the line that where you would link off Tiger Mortar and Chakanine and make Ferrijit and leave a Dryden on board.
That's also gone.
That line is also dead, but you can still normal summon Ratpier, send Ram, overlay Chakanine effect to bring back Ram, and it's an instant link too.
Oh yeah.
So you still have lines, and you still have plays. They're just not near as strong.
Yeah. It's definitely taken a big hit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Dragon Link is pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Unless there's some real quick retooling to the entire deck, which we'll see. What people figure out within the next upcoming weeks.
I think you have to pivot into basically a full Dragon Maid strategy.
Maybe, which I don't mind because I've been wanting to build the deck anyway. And with the chamber reprints coming up,
right.
And with this, I think even getting secret chambers is going to be feasible.
Yeah.
Within a budget of like $150 to $200.
I mean, if you need 3, yeah.
Yeah, like
because right now they're only like 40 a piece.
Yeah, and that's down from nearly 100.
I mean they topped out right at exactly 100.
Yeah, and then they announced the reprints when they were 90, I think, and that dropped down to 60. And then they've already dropped down to 40 just due to, Dryden being gone. Not Dryden. LP gone with Striker at 1, so the deck's pretty much gone.
Actually, they were at 40 before that.
Oh, what are they at now?
I don't know. Give me like 30 seconds. And I'll tell
Okay,
you.
cool. Well, anyway, so like
they're. Oh, okay. Whew, that's a damaged first ed. I was like 25. Oh my goodness. Here's a near mint first in English for $37.50.
Okay, so they're still trending down, but it's slowed down a lot.
Yeah, like play sets at 37.
Yeah, that's not terrible. Anyway,
I tell you what though, people really got caught holding the bag on this one.
Yep. Oh yeah, no. Unless they decide to actually build Dragon Maid, which don't get me wrong, Dragon Maid isn't that bad of a deck.
It's a control base, like lots of bounces and stuff.
Yeah, it's a control deck. But then comes the question: can it control Tritron?
I don't know.
It remains to be seen. They can't run Light and Imprisoning Mirrors because some of their best monsters are light.
Yeah, I don't think Dragon Maid is like a legitimate deck heading into the next format.
But we might be wrong. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think that would be legitimately the only way Dragon Link can retool is if they go some kind of Dragon Maid route.
I disagree. There's still the possibility of some funkiness with Dragoonity, some funkiness with some of the Rose Dragon stuff that we just got. Going to kind of a weird Dragon Plant deck.
Yeah, but realistically, even no matter how they retool, they'll never be the same.
Yeah, no, there's no way they're ever going to be anywhere near as good.
I mean, no Agripane, so you can't turbo out from the extra deck. No LP, so you can't turbo out from the main deck.
Yeah.
Only one Striker, so you can't just consistently go into more and more links and fill your graveyard and recur from your graveyard.
Yeah.
Even if you lean heavily into the Rocket Engine, it's just not the same.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, but... then of course there's, the people might fall back and do some weirdness with Halka-Fibrax.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, because the only Rocket tuner that is available that Hulk can interact with at all is Synchron.
Yeah,
Rocket Synchron.
Well, I mean, you can summon Tracer, but you can't use the effect.
Well, no, you can't summon Tracer either. It has to be level 3 or lower. Tracer's level 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you can use Tracer to make him and then bring out Rocket Synchron.
Oh, okay.
To what end? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's... But then, all the Rose Dragon tuners are level 3. So...
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, it might be some kind of Rose Dragon Halki-Fibrax line.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what smarter people figure out and tool out and see what we get.
Okay, so let's just talk about what decks are, like, guaranteed solidly for short tier 1.
Oh, Drytron.
Drytron and Zoo Brigade?
Yeah, those are the only 2 decks that are solid that I can say, yes, this will be absolutely 100% tier 1.
What about Dinos?
That Miss Kit is hard, particularly with Drytron running around. I could see them as still being tier 1, but I'm thinking they're going to be the king of tier 2.
What about Prank Kids?
Same thing, king of tier 2.
Okay.
Like, by king, I mean like the top.
Yeah.
Like, easily topping tier 2, but... no, I could be wrong, because I'm not that smart. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about my rear end at this point. They might end up just being around where they were at before, where they're tier 1, but bottom of tier 1.
Yeah, I think Prank Kids are still going to be a good deck moving forward in the next meta. I mean, as we look forward to this meta, I mean, there's a vacuum to be filled, right? Like, realistically, something has to take over as the best combo deck, which, well, it'll be Drytron, but, like, what's going to be the second best combo deck? Is it Dino?
Yep.
Maybe.
Is it Prank Kids? Who knows?
Maybe. So.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably Tri-Brigade too, actually.
Maybe.
But that's more of a mid-range deck. It's not really a combo deck.
Yeah.
Of course, so is Prank Kids. Prank Kids is also mid-range.
It can be, but it really likes to combo off.
Well, like, okay, so by mid-range, I mean more of the board that they put up at first is not, like, crazy imposing. Then when it gets to your turn, they control the board state some. And even if you get through their board,
they'll set up a new one. Okay,
they'll rebuild the exact same board again over and over and over.
Okay, I see what you mean by mid-range now. Okay.
Right. It's not really necessarily a control grind deck, but it's also not necessarily a balls to the wall, all in one like Dragon Link and like Drytron and like now Dino.
Yeah.
So
okay, I see what you mean now. Okay.
The other deck that I think top of tier 2 could still be tier 1, and it will 100% be when we start seeing tournaments from the new meta. This deck will be probably the most represented deck, and that's Invoke Shaddoll Dogmatica.
Oh yeah, especially at first.
Yeah,
as people
always they start out the new format in control, because if you run control for the first say month of a format,
when people are still trying to figure out,
it gives you so much info on the format.
Mm-hmm.
Running control as you start a format allows you to, being a control player, you have to learn every other deck in the format, because you have to know the interrupt points, the choke points, the weak points. You have to know all of that going in, because you have to know where to control the game flow. And as an Invoke Shaddoll if you're an Invoke Shaddoll Dogmatica player, realistically, you can pick this deck up for the first month of a format,
maybe even 2.
Yep. Learn all the new combo lines and deck lists, and then you can switch over to one of the new decks, and now you know everything else about every other deck. It'll translate well. I mean, I started this format in Zodiac Eldritch, and when I switched over to a mid-range deck with Tri-Brigade Zoo, I mean, my results got clearly better.
Oh yeah. Something else you also have to keep in mind is people who've had the Invoke Shaddoll Dogmatica deck just kind of lying around where like, I don't want to play this. This is boring. I want to play this other more fun thing. And then their fun thing got hit.
True.
So now it's like, well, looks like I'm going back to this deck for a little while until I figure out what to do next.
True.
So you're also going to have a whole lot of people just trying to scramble and figure out what they're going to do next, which is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, but I mean,
I have options. I already know some of the options I have. None of them are tier 1, but it puts my foot in the door to where I have something to play with until I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now I'm probably going to shift into Trap Shaddoll for a while, which is a little more control-oriented Invoke Shaddoll Dogmatica, just without the expensive cards. Like, I think the most expensive main deck card I own for this deck is, we're just kind of looking at it, probably Ash.
Y'all, and if you do want to run Invoke Shaddoll Dogmatica, get your invocations now, because they are already trending up aggressively.
Yes, because as again, people dropping their hit decks to go and try and build something else they know will work. Particularly the 2 biggest decks that are going to they're going to be run right now is going to be Drytron and Invoke Shell Automatica because they didn't get touched on the ban list.
And Supergate.
And Supergate.
Because it's still like one of the best decks.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is those two decks in particular, because they didn't get touched on the ban list, so nothing about them has changed.
Right. Yeah.
It will change, but but that's with tech options like your hand traps and such will change depending upon what the upcoming meta is.
Well, if we miss anything, please let us know. This will pretty much wrap it up for us today.
Yeah, real short episode because emergency ban list. Come back on. So our Tuesday episode, because of this, will actually get pushed into Wednesday, 8 a.m. as normal. So that way we don't detract from either episode. Because we don't want to do our guest in that episode Dylan dirty like that.
Yeah. So pretty much, as Caleb said, we are going to post this episode tonight as quick as we can get it out. I had to finish work today, and then we got distracted doing other stuff. So
yeah.
We're going to post this episode as soon as we get done recording and editing. Once the episode posts, then we'll move Tuesday's episode back to Wednesday, and then we'll still post Friday as per usual. Next week, the schedule might be a little bit funky. I'm actually out of town all week next week on vacation. So we might record in advance. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Right. For those looking for the tournament results from this past weekend's tournaments, those will be covered Friday. So that is LCS 15 or 14.
Yeah, I think.
Either 14 or 15, the newest to LCS. There was a PPG regional, and then there was the remote duel invitational or extravaganza.
I think it was the invitational for Latin America.
Yeah, I knew it was for Latin America. I just didn't know which one it was.
Yeah, it's one of the, we'll know by Friday.
Yeah, we'll have it all lined up and ready to go. But that'll pretty much do it. But I will warn you, Wednesday's episode is going to be more ban list opinions and stuff.
Yeah,
because we recorded it before this ban list dropped.
Yeah, we recorded this Saturday night.
Yeah, we recorded after finishing up a tournament, so.
Yeah. Now, do you keep in mind it will be an opinion piece on what we think should be banned at the time. Now, what we think should have been banned. And and you're going to see, and we were actually correct on some things.
Hey, I'm just saying, I got LP and Striker exactly correct.
Yep. I'm just saying. I think all three of us got Misk right.
No, I said banned.
Yeah. But then me and Dylan both said one. You can hear all of that in Wednesday's episode.
Yeah.
And our reasoning behind why we thought it should do like that. And apparently it did.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody so much for listening. We're going to sign off. Please be sure to like and follow on our Twitter at Top Cut Podcast. Caleb is at JamTheMan17. I am at Dat Chumley. Give us a like, give us a follow, retweet everything we say. Please respond. If there's anything we missed, anything we didn't talk about that you wanted to hear us talk about, please let us know. Reach out to us. We read literally everything. So, thank you so much for listening, and have a great week.
Take care, everybody.